On Global TV News Prime tonight, Nigeria Custom tells protesters to expect reduction in price of food items. Senator Nduma visits APC Secretariat, apologizes over remarks. On the first scene, Kamala Harris speaks that Minnesota governor has running mad. On the sports, reigning champions, the US will face history making Nigeria in the meeting Nigeria in the quarterfinals of the Paris Olympics women's basketball competition. Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime, here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Ethika Michael. We'd like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. And now the details of the news. Authorities of the Nigerian Immigration Services has placed sponsors of nationwide End Bad Governance protests on its watch list. The Comptroller General of Service, Kemi Nadab, who disclosed this at the Defense Headquarters at Abuja, said these individuals who are in the diaspora will be arrested immediately they are in Nigerian soil. Speaking shortly after the strategy meeting convened by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, the Immigration Board said the service has, in response to the protests, deployed more officers to border areas, both lands and airports, to ensure effective manning of those entry and exit points. Headquarters of the All Progressive Congress APC in Rivers State has been attacked and vandalized amid the widespread hijacking of the End Bad Governance protests. The hoodlums were said to have invaded the party secretariat located along the Port Harcourt-Aba Road, pulled down the giant billboard, vandalized the entrance gate and the canopies providing the shelter to security operatives before they were repelled. Briefing journalists in Port Harcourt, the caretaker committee chairman of the APC in Rivers State, Chief Tony Okocha, condemned the incident. And now the nationwide hunger protest in the Federal Capital Territory has been suspended with gradual resurfacing of commercial activities. Our correspondents will monitor the developments, report that the suspension follows the President Tinubu's Sunday broadcast to the nation on the protests. We'll bring you that reactions from the Federal Capital Territory. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has admitted that there is a serious disconnect and mistrust between citizens and the government at all levels in the country. The governor made these declarations while fielding questions from journalists shortly after an expanded Emergency Security Council meeting held at the Council Chambers Governor's Office. Bauchi Bala Mohammed noted that there's been a growing hunger and hardship in the land over the past few months and advised the federal government to amend its policies as a step towards addressing the ongoing nationwide protests. Around Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State has raised concern about the attempts to disrupt the peace in the state. The governor claimed that the individuals seeking to incite violence has brought in outsiders from the neighboring state to cause the chaos in just the state capital during the recent End Bad Governance protests. In a broadcast addressing the current situation, Governor Mutfwang praised the youth for their peaceful conduct during the protests, noting that their behavior has earned admiration from across Nigeria and internationally, showcasing the return of peace to Plateau State. The Economic Community of West African Apology for the break in transmission. This is still News Prime here on Global Television. Now, the other details of the news. The Economic Community of West African State Commission has expressed concern about the ongoing protests in Nigeria, lamenting the report of violence, fatalities, and property destruction. It therefore urged protesters to heed the call for dialogue. The Commission extended condolences to the families of those who have died and expressed sympathy with the Nigerian government and its people over the losses incurred. ECOWAS emphasized the right of citizens to peaceful protests as enshrined in the 2001 ECOWAS Supplementary Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance and Nigeria's 1999 Constitution. Full government activities have resumed in Lagos State following days of hunger protests across the country. President Bola Tinubu has urged protesters to cease the demonstrations and engage in dialogue and broadcasts. In response, Governor Sanwo-Olu praised Lagos State protesters for ending their actions in line with the President's appeal. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Omotoso, confirmed that the state is currently peaceful and that the government operations have fully resumed. The Northern Elders Forum has expressed disappointment and concern over President Bola Tinubu's national address. The forum, led by Professor Ango Abdullahi, criticized the president's failure to address the severe security situation in Northwest and other northern regions. Following the ongoing End Bad Governance protests across some states of the country, with the Northwest state of the Kaduna, Katsina, and Kano mostly hit, the Northern Elders Forum said it was worried that the president did not speak on issues on banditry, kidnapping, rape, and other criminal activities devastating the areas. The Katsina State Acting Governor Farouk Lawal has approved the review of the 24-hour restriction of movement order imposed on the Dusima Local Government area of the state and other 33 local government areas under the 7 p.m. curfew. Lawal granted the review of the Dusima curfew after receiving a report of an improved security situation in the area. He directed that ban on unusual gatherings and all types of protests to remain imposed throughout the state. He, however, appreciated the civil manner in which the security agent handled the hoodlums who hijacked the peaceful protests to commit criminal activities. The crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Benue has hit, however, as the suspended party chairman John Ngbede is currently in a meeting to rectify the suspension of the immediate past governor of the state, Chief Samuel Ortom. He spoke to the newsman in Makurdi at the party secretariat to explain why Samuel Ortom was suspended, said the former governor and his camp wanted to take the party leadership by force. He alleged that the former governor and his cronies were trying to take the party back to where malpractice held sway. 6 people died at a household in Ayoko, Kochi Ward in Adavi local government area of Kogi State after reportedly consuming a contaminated food. It was learned that 8 family members who consumed the food were rushed to 3 different hospitals. 6 of them were said to have been diagnosed with multiple organ failure and died from the complications. However, the remaining 2 victims survived after receiving treatment and has been discharged from the hospital. Lagos State High Court sitting in Abuasere has extended an order limiting protesters in Lagos to 2 designated venues, the Freedom Park and the Peace Park, located in the Jogu areas of the state. Justice Sheriff gave the extension order following an application by the Lagos State Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice Lagos State Law, Pedro San, for an extension order having complied with the pre-action protocols for preemptive remedies last week by another vacation judge, Justice Emmanuel Agondare. Pedro, who was represented in court by the Director of Civil Litigations, Noga, told the court that the service of the earlier court order had been served on all the respondents in compliance with the pre-action protocols for preemptive reliefs sought by the AG against the representative of the protesters. The Rivers State Police Command says the ongoing and bad governance protest is assuming a frightening dimension with unlawful acts such as extortion, destruction of vehicles, and harassment of business owners. The spokesperson for the command, Grace Coco, discloses in a statement titled "Protest Taking Another Shape," issued in Port Harcourt. The police said the lack of clear leadership among the protesters is gradually leading to breakdown of law and order, and vowed to arrest and prosecute anyone infringing on the rights of others. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has released a final figure of registered voters in Edo and Ondo State ahead of the September 21st and November 11 governorship elections in the 2 states. The final figures showed that 2,629,025 persons registered to vote in Edo State, while 2,053,061 registered to vote in Ondo State. A statement by the National Commissioner Information and Voter Education, Sam Olomekun, said that out of the figures, students constituted Edo and Ondo respectively. Governor Soludo, who performed the function of the Governor's Lodge, however, charged them to render nothing short of sterling service to the people of the state. The terms of reference of the Commission include to unite, undertake and supervise all elections and matters pertaining to elections to the elective offices in the local government council in the state. According to Anambra State Electoral Law 2024, other functions of the Commission include the divisions of local government, such numbers of wards are constituents as prescribed by law for the purpose of the elections to be conducted by the Commission. Now, the forthcoming local government elections in Ogun State have been fixed for Saturday, November 16, 2024. The chairman of Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, Babatunde Oshibodo, disclosed these in Abeokuta. He said that August 8, 2024 is scheduled for the release of guidelines for the conduct of the elections and stakeholders meeting, while campaigns by the political parties begins on Friday, August 9. A human rights lawyer, Mr. Femi Falana, has warned protesters to desist from anything that would jeopardize the objective of the protests. Falana stated this while filing questions from the newsman on Monday. He warned Nigerian youth protesting against the hunger, hardship and the socio-economic policies affecting the country to be wary of talks and distance themselves from undemocratic forces who have taken advantage of the peaceful protests to engage in violence or campaigned for another military coup in the country. The human rights lawyer said that the act of the dishing Russian flag while protesting in the country is an abuse of constitutional right. Now, the Rivers State Police Command has dispelled the rumor that the private residence of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory was attacked by the irate protesters at Alada George in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The public relations officer of the command, Grace Ikoko, simply said the police were not aware of such incident. You're watching News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV, channel 365 and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TV NG and other handles now shown on the screen. When News Prime returns, Nigeria's Bromo Sarah qualified for long jump final at the Paris Olympics. Do stay with us, we'll bring you these and more stories right after this break.
I want to enjoy you to join DSTV channels 365 Global TV for smooth, seamless programming, news, information, entertainment. Stay locked down. Enjoy the programming.
Everyone, for your news, entertainment, movies, and also not tune into DSTV channel 365. You're not going to regret it. Global TV, there you go.
Everyone, for your news and your entertainment, tune into Global TV channel 365 on DSTV. You won't regret it.
Everyone, for your news and entertainment, you can tune into channel 365 on DSTV. You won't regret it.
For your news and entertainment, you can tune in to channel 365 Global TV on DSTV. We got you. You won't regret.
Do well to tune in to Global Television on channel 365 on DSTV.
Tune in to Global Television on channel 365. Stay tuned on DSTV.
Hello, children. Gather around.
You're still watching News Prime here on Global Television. Many thanks for staying with us. And on to business news tonight. Authorities of the Nigerian Customs Services have asked the protesters to expect a drastic reduction in prices of food items such as possible. The year was among the heads of agencies who attended the closed-door strategic meeting convened by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. The Customs Board said that some of the imported food items are already in the country and that they will be cleared without duties and taxes so as to have the price reduction on them. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Emonitimi Gama, has expressed the need for Nigeria to leverage on the ongoing rehabilitations of banks and other effort to diversify the economy from oil in its quest to achieve the $1 trillion economy target. Dr. Gama, who started these at the forum on the steps towards ongoing bank rehabilitations in Abuja, said that the nation needed to invest in infrastructure, human capital, and innovation to enhance the business environment and reduce the regulatory hurdles. He explained that the rehabilitatized banking sector can lead to increased lending to key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and infrastructure. Well, from that, oil marketers have explained that the reappearance of queues at filling stations in many states is because of the halt in the supply of petroleum products by dealers in a bid to avert the losing their assets due to the ongoing nationwide hunger strike. Many states in the country, including the Federal Capital Territory, witnessed varying degrees of queues about 2 weeks ago, which the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited blamed on the hitch in the discharge operations of a couple of vessels. And now heading to a foreign scene, Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has selected the Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be a running mate for the November 5th, 2024 presidential election in the United States. Walz, a 60-year-old U.S. Army National Guard veteran and a former teacher, was elected to Republican Learning District in the U.S. House of Representatives in 2006 and served 12 years before being elected governor of Minnesota in 2018. Harris and Walz, who faced Trump and his running mate, the GOD's Vance, and also a military veteran from the Midwest in the November 5th election. The United States military has withdrawn from a final base in the jihadist hit Niger more than a year after the coup leaders in the African country demanded its troops leave. After nearly 800 soldiers pulled out of the base in the capital, the Niamey, in early July, around 200 had remained at a large Agadez base in the northern Niger. A Pentagon said in a joint statement with Niger's defense ministry that the withdrawal of the U.S. forces and assets from the air base 2-1 in Agadez is complete. Now, the Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Sine told reporters that around less than 2,000 folks were still on the ground in Niger. Thousands of protesters in Bangladesh have looted and vandalized the official residence of the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in Dhaka. This followed Hasina's resignation as Prime Minister after weeks of deadly protests since the birth of the South Asian nation more than 5 decades ago. Hasina, 76, reportedly headed for the Tripura, the capital of Agartala in India, after she resigned with her sister and taken a military helicopter to India's eastern state of the West Bengal. Now the trio of Asa Brume, Ruth Usara and Prestinia have secured their places in the women's long jump final at the Paris 2024 Olympics. This is the first time the 3 Nigerian women have reached the event final in Olympic history. The trio will vie for podium finishes alongside the 12 other finalists on Thursday, setting the stage for what promises to be a thrilling competition. And to wrap up the Global TV News Prime, a quick look at some of major headlines. Nigeria Customs have told protesters to expect reduction in the price of food items. Senator Nduma has visited APC's secretariat and apologized over the anti-Tinubu remarks. And that's it on News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now shown on the screen. I'm Medika Michael, many thanks for watching and stay with us. See you again.